We are live. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Please, if you can hear me, let me see in the comment section that you can hear me. We are live. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon. Hi, rediscovering you by Christy. Okay, thank you, Christy. You can hear me. You can hear me. Thank you for joining. Yes, my guest is in the house. Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching me from. This is day 2 of the Unspoken Series 2026. If you can hear me, please let's reach out to all the people in the community that we are live. Let them know that we are live. How has the day been? February is so in a hurry, isn't it? And we wonder where it is running to. Already on the 9th day. Okay, 10th day in the month of February. That means we have like about 18 days to go. Thank you for joining us yesterday. Yesterday was another was an awesome time. Yeah, like after the session, I also went back and I was thinking about every conversation we heard. Like we said yesterday, it is for us to learn. It is not for us to blame on anyone or to say, oh, or to judge anyone. It's for us to get to that point of knowing that, okay, I didn't do this well. Okay, this has happened. Let me take responsibility for what I did to contribute to the disruption. So welcome once again. Welcome once again. Yes, we are live and I have my speaker, my guest in the room. This is brought to you by the Sunshine Hub and the Men's Locker Room community. These are two communities that I work with. This is a community of divorced men and women, and we have come to share. We started this 3 years ago, sharing things, our journey, our healing journey, our grief, our pain, our discomfort, and the healing journey, majorly to let people know that healing is possible, but you have to be aware that you need healing before you can be healed. So one of the reasons we created the Unspoken is because many people are doing hard things quietly, especially after divorce. And today isn't again about perfection or getting it right. It's about honesty, learning, and healing in real time. Notice that. And healing in real time. Yeah. So as I invite my guests up today, I want everyone listening to know that this conversation is not about blaming an ex. I will keep saying that. We are not about blaming the ex. It's for us to understand ourselves and do better for our children. Understand yourself. Oluwatosin was very explicit with her with the conversation yesterday, how she challenged us to pay attention to ourselves. Go inside, go inward. Forget about what the person is doing, the other person is doing or not doing. You do the work on yourself and you will see. And she was very open with us yesterday. We're going to be having this conversation again, and today I have Christy Dokubo. Please let me know if you can see it. Bye. Uh, Okay, see who is here. Hi, Christy.
I hope you can
Good.
hear me.
I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear. I can hear you loud and clear. Okay, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining today. And thank you. Yes, Christy was here last year. I remember. Christy was
Yes,
here
I,
last year, and the conversation today is like the development that she has
yes.
experienced over time. And it's going to be an interesting one. Thank you very much, Christy, for accepting to be vulnerable with us at all times. Even in the community, you are one person all of them want to listen to. Like, if Christy can do it, then we can do it, right? And I truly celebrate your strength. I celebrate your maturity. I celebrate your intentionality to want to do things in the right way, not fighting for who is right or who is wrong, but facing this knowing that, hey, it's not anybody's fault that we are here, but can we manage the journey better from here? So, so yeah, that's what Christy has done, and that is the kind of life she has portrayed to all of us in the community. So thank you once again.
Thank
So
you so
let's
much.
go ahead. Yeah, thank you. Let's go on. The first thing I want to do is just to ask that you introduce yourself. Do you want to tell us what do you want to tell us about you? What do you want us to know?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. It's good to be here. Thank you for the opportunity. Sorry, my voice is not very loud today
No problem.
because I haven't been
No
feeling too
problem.
well. So
I should even say thank you for choosing to still come up because I know you're not feeling too well. Thank you
thank you
so
so much.
much.
Thank you. So my name is Christy. Christy Ngowari Dokubo. That's my name. But my marriage is Christy Adelapo.
Okay.
And what else? What else? Um, I have 4 children, 4 amazing children,
Awesome.
and I do a lot of things. Um, one of the things that I started doing after I left my marriage was going on a journey of self-discovery. And in that time, I became an emotional intelligence specialist. And I
Awesome.
also advocate for women that have gone through abuse and domestic violence.
Yeah.
I'm, I'm a very I put my hands in a lot of things. I 9 to 5 job, and I have businesses that I do, clothing businesses, and I like to write. I like to write poetry too, and just anything that gives me joy. I
Mm.
like to be in happy places. I like to do things to make me happy, to make sure everybody around me is happy and comfortable. That's just, in summary, that's me. Yeah.
Thank you very much for sharing that beautiful things. And truly, Christy has energy. Like, I always wonder, where is this girl getting all this energy from? And at times I look at it like, what if Christy had allowed divorce to drown her? Would she have been able to express all these giftings in a healthy way with which she's
Yeah.
doing it? So thank you very much, Christy, and well done. You are
Thank
one role model. Like I always tell us in the community, truly, the world has not seen us yet because
you.
we are here to change the narrative, to say, hey, we can still be who we are called to be. And Tosin also talked about that yesterday. So, talking about that, the first question I would like to ask you is, what did people assume about you after the divorce? Like, you know how people will just sum you up and just create a narrative for you and they expect you to be living in that direction. So what did people assume about you after the divorce that didn't match your inner reality?
Well, for one, people assumed that I was not going to be able to cope.
Mm.
That I was not going to be able to, I didn't have the strength, I didn't have the tenacity, I didn't have what it takes to be able to cope, you know. And
Mm.
because I had left on two previous occasions, it was like, oh, it's a matter of time, you're going to go back. So that was the assumption from everybody. Like they thought I was going to cave in. And normally I'm a very I don't think when people tell me you're strong, I'm like strong. I'm not I don't see myself as a strong person. I see myself as, soft. I don't like stress and I'm a daddy's girl. So I'm used to being taken care of. But I've proved a lot of people wrong. That I'm still here. I'm still standing. And like you said, the world hasn't even seen me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love that narrative because that's what I have seen about you over time. Like, hey, you guys, I'm going to prove you wrong. A lot of us, they thought we were not going to cope. And I think that's also a strategy for the men. And at times they just say, okay, they're going to withdraw the upkeep to say so that you will get to your end and come back, right? But if the situation requires you to move on, to not go back, yeah, why not? And be sure that if you're going back, if you're going on, if you're not going back, then you're ready to do the work. You're ready to do the work. You're ready to be healthy. You're ready to pay attention to every aspect of your life
Yeah.
because it's going to, truth of the matter is, the Bible says it's not easy for a man to be alone. It's not only the woman. It's not easy to be alone. And so if you say you're going to be alone for now, then you must be ready to put in the work, isn't it? So thank you very much for sharing with us how that people thought you were not going to cope. And well, I'm not going to say you're proving them wrong, but the fact that you're thriving
Yeah.
and you're living your life. Thank you very much. This is for everybody listening. A lot of people assume things about us, and we should not allow that to pull us down. I always say this: don't allow the person that left you come back to meet you the same way they left you. Improve on yourself, work on yourself. Yeah. So that they don't meet you where they left you. So thank you very much, Christy. Thank you so much. And please watch my words. This is not to encourage. If you're listening and you're not divorced yet, it's not encouraging. I'm not saying you should go ahead and just divorce because you can live your life. Christy will tell you it has not been easy. Did I say it is going to be easy? No, I said if you're ready to put in the work. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. Before I want us to talk about co-parenting, but before we go into that, I want to ask one other personal question on what were you angry about that you felt you weren't allowed to be angry about? Like people will be like, what's wrong with you? Is it necessary? Something you were angry about that you
Like
felt,
for me, okay. Go ahead.
yes,
Go
please.
ahead.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was just trying to repeat the question.
Okay, for me, most of my anger was at myself. I was angry with myself for the choices I made. Most people were like seeing, looking at the abuse, why was he abusing you and all that. But I was angry at myself most of the time because I made the choice. I didn't make that choice, I wouldn't have been here. So for a long time, the anger was directed at me. Like, how could you make this choice? What were you thinking? And didn't you know? Why? How could you? So that's where my anger was. And but it wasn't something I could really voice out like that because everybody would be like, oh, he was this, he was that. Most of the blame was on, oh, why did he hit you? He didn't let you do this, he didn't let you do that. But me, I was just angry at myself. Like, I'm the one that put myself here now.
I
Nobody
get
forced
here.
me. Nobody pointed a gun at me. And now me carry my leg go say this is where I want to go to. So that was where my anger was for a long time. It took me a while for me to be able to forgive myself, and not be angry with myself anymore for the choices that I made.
Thank you very much, Christy. That's so deep. In fact, that you're angry and people will be like, "Can't you see? Should be you?" And you're like, "I know, I know, I know." Tosi said something like that yesterday, and I think this is becoming a common factor for everyone who is divorced. Ones that are going to be intentional about taking responsibility for the things they did wrong. Because you said it, that how did I find myself? Why did I make this kind of choice? Right? So this is a learning. This is kind of for everyone listening to say, yes, you will feel that way, but you don't have to sit there. So, Christy, how
Yeah.
did you come out of it? What were the things you told yourself?
Okay, so when I left,
Yeah.
of course, there were a
Talking,
lot
I'm
of questions.
listening. I'm listening. I just want to plug something.
There were a lot of
Go
questions
ahead.
I asked myself. There were a lot of, there was a lot of self-reflection. And along the line, just trying to figure out how did I get here? How do I move forward from here? I think I was going through online Instagram or so, and then I saw this Emotion City, and I was like, "What is Emotion City about?" And knowing me, I'm a very emotional person. In fact, I remember my dad used to call me onions because it doesn't take long for the tears to come out of my eyes. So, and you know, and I went for there. They were having like a week, emotions week, and I went for it. And that was what opened my eyes to understand that, everything I was doing was based on emotions, and I needed to learn to manage and control my emotions for me to be able to thrive. So that was like a game changer for me, when I discovered it, and I eventually went ahead and went for the certification, and I became a certified emotional intelligence specialist, and that began to change the course of my life. The way I saw things, the way I related with people. So I'll say yes, that's when the change began, and I was able to um, know the areas that I needed to work on myself and to take responsibility for my actions.
Mm. Thank you very much. Taking responsibility for your actions. For those of us listening, I hope you heard what she said. She saw something that caught her attention and she went for the learning. Get to improve on yourself. If she didn't see what she did wrong, she wouldn't go, or what she was doing wrong, she wouldn't decide to go. So it is that act of knowing that something is also wrong with me. It's not totally about the person alone. Yeah, I need
Yeah.
to work on this part of me, and that is being emotional. And so,
Mm.
like I always say, and for everybody who is joining us for the first time on the show or who is not in the community, let's work on ourselves. It's not your fault that everything that happened to you happened to you, but it is your responsibility not to allow that thing to keep happening. You see a pattern that you know truly that it is wrong. You need to learn, you need to go for knowledge to know how to stop it. And this is part of the things we do in the Sunshine Hub. At this point, I'm going to mention that this is supposed to be streaming on the Sunshine Hub community, but we have brought it here on this handle because Instagram is not allowing us stream on that handle because the number is up to 1,000. So if you want to join our community, please look for Sunshine Up. And for every community member that is here, please, if you can drop the name, the handle name, the page name, it's at sunshinehub.24. So you can join us. And before we end this, we're going to drop the link to the community if you are willing to join. Christy, the other thing I want us to go into is talking about co-parenting. Before the separation happened, you just know that you're not going to be living in the same house. Yeah, we have to be co-parenting. People talk about co-parenting. So when divorce first happened, what did the healthy co-parenting mean to you? And how has that definition evolved? That's a deep one, because there are two in one. Yes. How what does it mean to you? And how has it evolved over time? Thank you very much, Christine.
So co-parenting for me, that was one of my biggest fears, because my children, they are my world, they are my everything. And I was scared, I was worried because of the narrative that children, their parents, there were so many stories. But I knew I had to leave because staying was not helping them. I needed to let them know that this is not how it's supposed to be, because the abuse was happening in front of them. So when I left, I told God and I told myself that the children do not have to suffer for the errors of their parents, and that I was going to do everything possible to make sure that it was, the burden was light on them. Initially, it was not a walk in the park, because it was malice keeping, we're not talking to each other, and then communicating through the children, things the children don't have any business with, they are the ones, so it was a lot. And along the line, he got custody of the children, so the children were more with him than with me. So it was a lot, but I did not give up. And if there's one thing I did, and I'm not just saying it, there's one thing I did, was I prayed and I trusted God. I was like, God, this thing is beyond me. I just committed it into his hands and I trusted God and I kept trying. There are times when I'll send him a message, he will not reply, I'll call, he won't pick, I'll greet him, he won't answer, but I kept at it. And I remember one day, my son was about to finish secondary school, and I sat down and I said, this is the first child. We're going to have graduation from secondary school. We're going to have matriculation. We're going to have convocation. We're going to have weddings. And I'm going to do this thing 4 times. We cannot do this when there's chaos. And I remember before then talking to a friend of mine, and she was telling me about how now they were still together, but they were having a lot of issues. How they went for the daughter's birthday. She brought her cake. The father brought his own cake, time to take pictures. There was conflict, and the girl was embarrassed and she cried because her parents did not want to come together to take pictures on her birthday. I said, I do not want this for my children. And I remember that day I prayed. I said, Lord, you have to just, the heart of the king is in your hands. You have to touch this man. I really prayed. And after that, I sent him a message. I said, you need to, like, the issues we have is both of us. If anything happens to those children, I'm going to cry as much as you will cry. So can we put aside our differences and be on the same page regarding these children? Please, I would like to call you. Is it okay? And you replied. I was like, wow. And that was how the journey, the co-parenting, I would say, it started becoming a little bit bearable. And over the years, this is March will make it 10 years. It has
Wow.
improved. Yes. My son then that was about to finish secondary school, he has graduated from university now. Even my second child too has graduated and they're going to go for it. So we've had graduations. The third is in university now. So at least we've had three graduations from secondary school,
Wow.
um, three matriculations, two convocations. And I thank God that they have been peaceful and the children had a good time. So these years that I'm telling you, it hasn't always been smooth. It has not always been smooth. There are times when there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of
Mm.
messages going back and forth, a lot, you know. But a lot of times, and I want to thank God for the gift of my mom. There are times when I want to lash out, stop. She call me, she said, "You have to calm down. Think about your children, and I want you to remember that the children will not remain small forever. So whatever you're doing, make sure that it's in their interest." So those things, those
Mm.
words used to stick in my mind. So a lot of times it was now like I was playing the fool. And I'm like, let me play the fool now. If it's to for the betterment of the children, no problem. What am I using the ego for now? I'm carrying ego, the children are suffering. So
Mhm.
that's what I always put at the back of my head and I just let things go. After a while, when sometimes we want to have a back and forth, I just step back and like, however you want it to be, it's fine, you know. And then at a point, my daughter was like, "Mommy, you're always allowing daddy to have his way." And I said, if I begin to argue, you guys are the ones that will suffer. He can't give me anything
Yeah.
from where but he's going to lash out at
Yeah.
you children. I don't want that for you. And I want you to have a healthy relationship with your father and have a healthy relationship with me. So don't worry, I will bear the brunt. Let me be the one to take the heat for your sakes. So that's how we've been coping. And I want to thank God that we've been co-parenting well. He's a very responsible father. I must give it to him. You know, in these 10 years, out of the 10 years, it was only the first year that my children stayed with me before he was given custody. So they come to me weekends and holidays, but he has been an amazing father to them. I would not take it away from him. He has, taken care of them and, bent over backwards to make sure that they have the best, within his capacity. And I'm thankful to God that I did not hear any of those stories. Hey,
Mm.
the children. I've heard stories of, oh, the father would think the children are with their mother. Mother would think the children, meanwhile, they are somewhere else. But we were able to, sometimes when they call me from school and I'll be like, have you told your dad?
Have you called?
No,
Mm.
no, I can come to your house and say, no, you're not going to do that with me. Because if I allow that once someday you're going to go with one friend or something and they'll think you're with me. So I'm not going to let that. And sometimes I'll pick up the phone and call the dad, like this, and you say, oh, okay, yes, I'm aware. So that's how we've been, coping and co-parenting, and it has been a journey. It has been a journey, but I'm thankful for where they are at now. I have a good relationship with my children, an amazing, wonderful relationship with my children. And they also have a very good relationship with their dad. Even this wig I'm wearing, my children bought it for me for my birthday in December. So
Wow.
they are good children.
Wow.
And I'm thankful that I took a lot of, people say, you're taking bullshit, you're too quiet for him.
Mm.
I know why. At the end of the day, it is what is best for the children that I look at, not what is best for me, not how I feel, what
Absolutely.
is best for them. So that's what I
Wow.
focus on and make my decisions from there. I'm not perfect.
Guys,
There are times when, of course,
mm,
but yeah, I'll say we have done well over the years.
yeah. Wow. Thank you so much. For those of us listening, I thought at this point we'll be celebrating Christy for what she has said. I see Martha writing beautiful things about Christy. I'm proud of you. Um, being the fool and all that. Thank you so much, Christy. And I celebrate you because not in this world that we're now. We have women that want to do what you've done. We are all after fighting, claiming rights, right? Not being sensitive to how the children are feeling. And I love the fact that you also said it, that in fact, if you are also easy, but you decided to think about it. Number one, you have a good mom who told you, hey, whatever it is, just be conscious of the children. And that's a beautiful counsel. You are here today with almost 3 university graduates, 2 already, 1 is in the university, and you are still saying, oh, this man is doing the co-parent. You guys are doing it well. In 10 years, you have done it so, so well. This is helping us know that it is possible. And for those of us listening, it is possible. The way you handle a situation will determine how it will end or what will come out of it. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? I wrote something about this co-parenting thing. When the story broke out of the popular Nigerian musician who passed, and there was drama on her wedding day, on her burial day, just by the burial ground. The drama was not just necessary. But I'm sorry to say, may her soul rest in perfect peace. And we pray for comfort for the children. But she laid that bed from the beginning, from the story we heard. So she started it. So, you know, when I say the way you handle something will determine how you come out of it. It is possible. We are not saying, I don't even like us using the word be the fool. It's not being the fool. It's being the bigger person. It's operating from a place of understanding, not from a place of being selfish. Are we saying it's going to be easy? No, it's not. But it will, what we don't pay attention to, what we don't know that this thing does to you is it gives you inner strength, even to handle other life challenges. It builds your resilience. It builds your inner strength. Right? So I'm talking now to both the male and the female listeners, people that will watch this again. Please, the children did not beg to come to this world. You can't afford to use your own mistakes to ruin their life. See, whoever you are today is as a result of some emotional baggages that you have been carrying from childhood. And so you don't want to start making these children cultivate their own emotional damage that will damage them in the future. Because the truth of the matter is, you always see it come up. You always see it play out. That man that you're complaining about, that woman that you're complaining about, something happened when he or she was growing up. And that is why you married that kind of person that you married. You don't want your children to go into relationship or to start suspecting relationship or finding it difficult in their relationship because of the emotional baggage that you are helping them to acquire now. So when we say co-parent, we are not saying without boundaries. We are not saying co-parent by building walls. No. It's with boundaries, understanding boundaries. Christy and her ex, they have a boundary. In fact, there was a time I remember Christy shared a picture on the group where, was it his mother-in-law or is it his mother or his father that passed? And Christy attended the funeral. You have so much grace. And it is because you chose to go in that direction. I remember, and Christy said something that I want to also talk about. She said something about putting that call through to say, hey, guy, this. Whatever happens to these children in the future, we are the ones that will face the consequence. So can we get it straight now that it is not about me, it's not about you. This co-parenting is about the children. It's about swallowing your self-esteem. It's about swallowing your ego for the sake of the children. And do you know, Christy said it, that after that message, the situation changed. So when the interpretation of a thing changes, the interpretation you're giving to it, if it changes, then the outcome itself will change. I also remember having that experience, and I remember saying, hey, I'm not fighting. I'm not trying to cause trouble. I'm just saying, can we talk because of this girl? I was talking about myself and my ex too. So we need to pay attention. There's no need to be vindictive. There's no need to say, oh, I'm going to block him. I'm going to, even if he's not giving you money, please don't deprive these children of their relationship with their mother or their father. You are causing them more pain. It is enough that they are not under the same roof. When the definition is family is father, mother, and their children. It is enough that that reality is not happening in their life. Now depriving them, cutting off totally. Hey, we are on this call because we love you. We are saying all this because we know it. Christy has been separated for 10 years. Mine was 14 years in last November. So when we are talking, we know what we're talking about. It is not playing the fool. It's about securing your future, the future of your children, because you're causing them more harm, more damage by depriving them. Always remember to also manage your expectations. This guy, this lady was still the person you left. So don't expect too much.
Exactly.
Just make sure, because it is that expectation of too much. For example, my gender. Can we?
When you were in the marriage, you already know the issues. Now that you've left, what are you expecting? That you guys will now be 5 and 6. It's not possible. So lower your expectations.
Exactly. My gender. Is somebody you can no longer live with, but you think he should be able to pay for your salon, for your salon visit. How now? As how? Yeah. These are the realities you need to pay. If you're asking him to pay for the upkeep of the children, fine. For the children, you can't ask him to pay for your house rent, even though his children are there. Let the courts determine that. You won't say he should come and be paying that you're buying fuel. You see, let's manage our expectations. It's not a big deal if he decides to come to say he wants to do all that. At least we have somebody, we have how many people on the group sharing that, oh, when they change their behavior, and that is the message. Change your behavior. You have been behaving the same way since 5 years ago. Can you change the method? Can you evolve? You have rallied around that mountain for too long. Can you evolve and go up a little by not being angry unnecessarily? Yeah? We have people on the group, on the Sunshine Hub WhatsApp group, sharing stories of how their behavior, it was their behavior change that led to the change that happened, such that their ex is paying for clearing the school fees, giving them food money, paying for all the upkeep and all that. It is because they changed. So we are saying this, I'm pleading on behalf of the children. I'm very passionate about children. I'm very passionate because I understand what pain means. I know what pain means. And when you see men and girls behave somehow outside, you wonder who raised this person. And this is part of the reason why they label children from broken home, because they have certain behavioral display that everybody just believe, oh, it's because he was raised in a broken home. Please don't let us allow our children to be labeled. We can do better.
Yeah.
We can do better. If you want to talk about it, please send me a DM. Please send me a DM. Follow us on sunshinehub.24. Send us the DM so that we can guide you through this. Yeah? Because we know it is possible. It's all about your emotions, putting your emotions under control. Thank you very much, Christy. You have so helped us. I think the next question I want to ask you is about the myth about co-parenting after divorce. What myth about co-parenting after divorce did you have to unlearn? I know we mentioned one of it, that he has to be the same person. He has to. So for you, because that's a myth, you expect everything to just be rosy the way, just that you are not sleeping in the same house. That's a myth. This person is also going through his own or her own pain. Why are you expecting so much from him or her? Yeah. So in your own case, what are the myths that you heard that you had to unlearn?
Well, I think apart from the one that you just said, the myth that there's no way we can be cordial. There's no way we can, sit down, have a conversation and have a banter. It can't happen. So for me, it happened. And when it happened, people started thinking, oh, they are coming back together. And I was
Are
like,
you coming
hell
back?
no.
I remember we are saying go for the day.
You, Uncle B, DFL, I remember you people. And you're like, hell no. In fact, Uncle B was on my case. He was just as if they sent him. I said, did they send you? You know this man. Leave me alone. So people like, oh, like if you want to come back to where we're just, even my daughter, she'll be like, mommy, your husband. I'll say, he's your father. She says, he's your husband, your love, and I just ignore her. But we've been able to have, that cordial, especially when we have to go for a function and the children are there. We've been civil and very, cordial with each other. And it was something I did not believe was going to happen. Even the first time when we had the graduation, Tosi is laughing. She's among them. And they used to make fun of me. So when the first graduation of my son, when he graduated from secondary school, I was so scared when I was going for it. I was so scared. I'm looking at what say Uncle B wrote. I was so scared when we were going for it, and I didn't know how it was going to be. But I was shocked, So my mom was like, let her come with me, so that I won't be alone. We got there. It was so nice. It was like I should come and sit down beside, like parents sitting beside each other. After everything, there was like a reception. We went together. We sat down together. I was like, wow, And I was just thanking God because it was something I really prayed. But we were able to talk, laugh, and it was fine. And even
Oh, I think I lost her.
sorry. So I went for I went for his mom's burial, and I was there, and some of old friends that knew.
Okay. I
Everybody
think
was
our
thinking
internet.
something is going to happen. No, somebody's trying to call me. Everybody was thinking
Okay.
something is trying to happen. Something is going to happen. I said nothing. We had a very good, we danced. That was the video I put. We danced together. My daughter just caught it. I didn't even know she was recording it, and she sent it to me. That was it, that was it. That was just it. Nothing like going back, nothing like, oh, I want to know. I was just being, that's just me. That's my person. I don't, I don't thrive in chaos and discord. I don't believe that because it didn't work out for us, we'll now be enemies. No, I am not that kind of a person. So where there's peace is where I thrive. So I do everything to make sure that I'm in a peaceful environment. Like, we're not living this world alive. Nobody's living here alive. Why do you want to spend the days of your life with anger, hatred? I cannot cope. I can't function. So somebody that we're going to be in each other's lives forever because we have children.
Yeah, because of children. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And I don't even have one. How do I want to do it? Where do I want to put myself? So I just had to just, find and that made, I'm glad that I saw a different side of it, that we can actually be civil and cordial.
Wow.
And I'm just reading, you skipped the dates. We have a table reserved for you. You guys should leave me on that table. You guys should leave me.
Wow, thank you very much, Christy. I see you talked about 2 myths. One of them is that the myth that you cannot be cordial because you are divorced or separated from the person. It's a myth. You can. Especially when you have children in between. It's a myth that you cannot be cordial. You can be cordial. Yeah? It is very possible. And that is why we talk about healing. That's why we talk about your emotional, why we say you should heal, work on your emotion. If you work on your emotions, all those things will just come. You will just be joking and everything will be easy. If you have children, you will have to attend graduations together. You will have to attend you don't want to cause drama on the day of your children's your children's happiest day. You don't, because of your own selfishness, you're going to cause those children pain. No, there's no need. So it's a myth from the pit of hell. You can be cordial. I remember Christy have shared several things. And I also remember.
I know there are times when I've seen people that, sorry, I had to cut you because I know there are people that try to reach out to their exes and, it hasn't worked.
There is that.
But yes, there are people that, they've been unreachable. But I just believe that there is a God, and he sees and he hears. And when you desire something, the universe will align with your desires and it will happen. It may not happen when you expect it to, but it will happen.
Yeah.
That's what I just do your part. Don't just do your part and believe and be patient that it will happen.
Be the one that have the understanding. Thank you very much for coming from that perspective. I like the fact so that we don't make it seem as if it's always from this side. The other party can also be very, of course, we have a lady in our community who for like 5 years she didn't see her children because the husband was blocking her out. So it's not it's always from the female side alone. We also have some male who will, and we also have some female. So we also have some men who wants to reach out to their wives and they are blocking them. Yes, those situations happen and they are very we have them. We have those ones that Yeah, social media is where their brother-in-law and their sister-in-laws are giving them advice. And some people are just not getting the right information to make them
Yes.
live a healthy mental and emotional life. For this
Mm.
category, Christy said it now, just trust God. Yesterday, we established that fact on this call that we cannot remove the God factor from our lives. We cannot remove the God factor. God will make everything easy for as many that are going through such challenges. Please
Yes.
continue to be prayerful. And when you send message, send nice message. Can we talk? You know, because that's also very important. The
Like
manner at which
I used
you
to send
present
him
it.
messages. I used to send him messages. Thank you for being an amazing father to the children, paying their school fees. I just send those messages sometimes, just for his sake, And I just he sometimes he won't reply, but I still send.
You send it. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Sending and appreciating them. Thank you for when you send money. Thank you for sending the money and all that. Not in Yoruba, Ojebi. It's his duty. It's his responsibility. We know. But let's just allow him to do what he wants to do in his own time, like. Yeah. So thank you very much, Christy, for helping us establish that. Um a man, somebody can be a man or a woman can be the wrong person for you, but can be an amazing father to the children. Because the person did not behave well as your spouse or as your partner does not mean that person will be a terrible husband. Please let's take note of that. Let's allow these children experience their other parents who is not with you. Please don't deprive them of it. Every time when that video of the late singer was going viral, every time I read that message, I cried. I shed tears because I see the reaction of the boy and I feel the pain in my heart, thinking, what will this boy grow into when at this age he has so much bitterness and anger in him? Please,
Yes.
our children, they didn't ask to come to this world. We brought them. Thank you very much. Okay, somebody is saying, how about a situation where he is a terrible husband and father? Christy, do you want to respond to that question?
Okay. So, like I said, there are exceptions to every situation. And we know that there are some cases whereby one party does not want to be reasonable no matter what. In such situations, it is not in your control. You can only take charge of things that are within your control. So you just deal with what is within your power and within your control and do the best that you can. You know, I've seen situations whereby the other partner doesn't want to be involved in the children's lives no matter what, and the other person is willing and trying to do everything possible to co-parent. Just leave the person alone. And like we already said, the God factor, you keep committing it God's hands and do your part. And for the women, get somebody to be like a father figure to those children because they need that father figure to look up to. If you have an uncle, a brother, somebody reliable, that they can look up to that will play that role in their life, you look up to it. And like Dr. Ebo already said, our expectations, we need to learn to manage our expectations. Do your bit and just, don't dwell so much on what you cannot control or what you do not have power over. Yeah, just let it be. With time, maybe he can come around. And if he doesn't come around, life goes on. Continue to take care of he or she doesn't come around because sometimes we have some women too that but just keep doing your part and bit for the children, and keep trusting God for direction. I always tell people that you cannot do it because it worked like this with Christy, doesn't mean it will work like
Yeah.
this with you. You need to know who you're
Yeah.
dealing with. You know your spouse. You know the person you married. So you will be the one. There's something I always tell people, and that's what worked for me. I always do it. Say, give me wisdom, Lord, to know how to handle this situation. You need to ask God for wisdom to be able to deal with your situation, which is peculiar to
Yeah.
you. So that's what I have to say concerning that.
Mm. Thank you very much for clarifying that. Our stories, our experiences are different. And so we need to ask God to grant us the strength and the wisdom to handle it well. We have seen situations where Christy has described, the man is just not available. I think one thing I want to add to this, Yemzi, is that in that way, if you are the man or you are the woman that has the custody of the children, please try as much as possible not to say any negativity about the other partner. Yeah, that's one other difficult part to it. Try not to say anything negative because it's going to still affect the children.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's still going to affect the children. Don't put the way they will see him in their head. We think we are helping them by telling them the stories. They can also see. You don't need to tell them
Yes.
what's happening.
Yes.
They can see. Even for those of us that they have access, we do co-parenting a healthy way. The children can see.
You can see.
They know who is doing daddy, who is doing
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
They can
Yes, they
see.
know.
They listen. They watch.
Yes.
Let me tell you,
Mhm.
children in between, they are very sensitive.
Yes.
So they can see, they watch, they know what is happening. You don't need
Yes.
to tell
Yes.
them the story. The only thing you can ask them once in a while is to find out, so how do you feel about this? Just to touch their emotions and know if you need to help them understand it well in an healthy way, and
Mm.
just help them understand how, because either we like it or not, our children have started their own journey too. They have started their own battle.
Yes.
They have started their own journey. The fact that daddy or mommy was not there, they've started their own. They have started
Yes.
creating their own story.
Yes.
Yeah. So the best we can do is just to help them do it in a healthy way. In a
Yeah.
healthy way. Thank you very much. I love that. I love that our audience are also interacting. Okay. Let's worship Jehovah said no audio. Can we? Okay. Yemzi has responded that audio is fine. Thank you very
Okay.
much. Thank you. Thank you. So Christy, as we are rounding up gradually, as we round up, I want to bring this back home.
Okay.
Yeah. And I want you to just say something out of your experience for someone struggling with resentment towards their co-parent. What will you say? Healing must come. What will you say? Healing must come before.
Sorry, I didn't get
Do you
you.
get that?
No.
For somebody struggling with resentment
Okay.
about co-parenting,
Okay.
resentment towards their co-parent,
Okay.
what will you say? Healing must come before. So indirectly saying they want something, they want a particular result, but healing
So, okay.
must come before it. Do you get it now?
Yes. Okay. Okay. So, on this journey, let me just put it this way, as best as if I can understand you properly.
Yeah.
On this journey, you can go
Okay.
far. You do not heal.
Sorry, we lost you a
Healing.
bit. Do you want to
Okay,
say
sorry.
that again?
I said on this journey, you cannot go
Yes.
far if you do not embark on a healing journey. You need to heal. You need to rediscover yourself. You need to go back to who you were before all the abuse, all the chaos, all the trauma. If you do not do that, resentment is bound to happen. It's going to be there, and it will grow, and it's going to hinder you, not even in only co-parenting, in every area of your life.
Yeah.
What healing does is that it expands your mind, and it makes you have a clearer picture to realize that every abuse you went through from your partner, the things that did not make the marriage work, is because they did not know any better. If they knew better, they would do better. Trust me.
Yeah.
And you cannot give what you do not have. Each of us are operating based on the capacity of what we have and what we know. So there are some expectations you expect from this person that he or she cannot give to you because they do not have that capacity to give you this. So
Yeah.
when you are healed, you will be able to have that understanding,
Mm-hmm.
and the resentment will not be there. The bitterness will not be there. You'll be like, this person doesn't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
So why am I expressing myself, and why am I getting angry over what I know they cannot offer because they don't have it? It's just like you come to my house and you want to eat rice, and I tell you I do not have rice. Feel like get angry from now till next year. I don't have rice. So the anger is you're just hurting yourself by getting angry because I don't have rice. So I think when you have opened up yourself for healing, when you have opened up yourself for learning, relearning, unlearning, and learning again, you now know that this is why this person is acting this way. You will no longer be resentful. It's not like, and this thing I'm saying is not magic. It is a journey, a
A
phase,
journey. Yeah.
something that will
Yeah.
take time. At the initial stage, they told me that I was going to be able to sit and laugh and gist with my ex. And I said it's not possible because he was the last person on this earth that I wanted to have anything to do with. I was very angry. And somebody like me, it is hard for me to get to that point of anger that I'll be so livid. So, but I got to that point with him. And look at us now. I can talk to him and I can laugh. It was never possible before. Laughing that what? When I see him, I'll be boiling. I'll be vibrating like this man. As if I should just squeeze him, you know. But because I've healed, I'm still a work in progress. But I have gone through a lot, and I'm looking back. This man did not. He couldn't give me what he doesn't have. So why am I angry? The anger, I'm just hurting myself. Just hurting myself by being angry because he doesn't have it, he doesn't have it. So why am I getting angry? Why am I having resentment? If you're able to operate from that point, trust me, the anger will fade away. You have to go through that process of healing. And healing is not just one or two therapy sessions, it's a lot. In these 10 years, I know how many I've gone through, how many
Gradual.
sessions. Yes, it's a gradual process, and you have to be intentional about it. You have to make your mind that this is what I want to do. I want to be a better version of myself, and everything it takes to be the better version, I will do it. You have to. It's a mind thing. You have to make up your mind and talk to God. Tell the universe, I want to be a better version of myself. And you will see things aligning, and you will see that resentment, that anger. In fact, when things happen, my friends that when we're talking, and I know that they're on that healing journey, we talk about these things and we laugh. Something that is not supposed to be funny. We can talk about this and laugh. Say, this face self, now wow, we laugh about it. So that's just what I hope I was able to answer the question.
Yes, you were able to answer the question and you answered it so well. Thank you very much for being open. Thank you for being vulnerable with us. Thank you for letting us know that on this journey, healing is possible. Achieving healthy co-parenting is possible. And thank you for balancing it. Because now everything we just do it extreme, forgetting that there are gray areas in everything. Thank you for balancing it, letting us know that yes, it is possible, but we need to work towards it. And you have also showed us, you have said it by sharing your experience. The last few things you said now, that there are times you want to boil, but but when you started the journey of healing, you have started becoming. You want to become the best version of you. Because the one who created us, didn't just create us, just come, get divorced, and we become bitter old woman or bitter old man who will just start living life anyhow, without decorum, and just gather different kind of disease and sickness and just die. No, that's not his plan for our lives.
Yeah.
And so, with all that Chrissy has said today, and with the conversation that we had with Tosin yesterday, God is a God of many chances.
Yes.
And he will not come and meet you. That's why he gave us will. It's in your hands to decide, to make up your mind for a change. And we have gone through that journey. That's why we are here today to talk about it, to share it, to say, yes, it's not going to be easy, but it is possible.
Yes.
It's not going to be easy, but it is possible. Chrissy said something when she was talking. She said something about if, like, you will also know that if you knew better, you would have done better. The same way this other party, this other partner, this other person, if they know better, they will do better. So we can only wish them well.
Yes.
We can only wish them well. At times, my gender, you know what we think? We think if we cut them off, if we treat them bad, God is also joining you in treating them bad. You'll just be surprised that they're even doing well. So can you just focus on the one that is within your control and leave the rest to God? Still emphasizing that we cannot take away the God factor.
Yeah.
We cannot in any way take away the God factor.
Yeah.
And as we round up, I just want to say thank you once again, Christy.
Thank you for having
I
me.
see a beautiful tomorrow. Very soon we will come and be buying our Ashwebi for wedding, because we have done 2 graduation. We are waiting. And we will all experience it by the grace of God.
Amen.
Healthy co-parenting is not just about raising well-adjusted children. It is also about who you become in the process. Who are you becoming? Who are you becoming in this process? Are you allowing divorce take hold of you and change who you are supposed to be? Your becoming is more important than the destination. Because the strength you gather on this journey of becoming is what will sustain you when you get to that beautiful place, that
Yes.
destination. For those of you that want to marry again, you want to date again and all that, you can't carry this anger and bitterness into those relationships because you will still mess it up.
Yes.
You'll still mess it up. So why not embrace healing? Why not just let it go and embrace healing and work on yourself? And with this, I'm inviting us. I don't know if there's anybody in the community who is here to drop the link. We are starting our Finding Me class in the month of March. There we talk about awareness. It's a place where all I teach is capacity building. In fact, you'll be surprised that maybe I might not really talk about the divorce, but talk about your capacity, because everything Christy has talked about today is about capacity building. Even yesterday when Tosin was talking, it's about self-awareness. It's about working on yourself so that you become somebody, so that you work on yourself, so that you become better version of yourself, so that you are not being controlled by things or messages or pictures, videos on social media. You will become the influencer on social media that people will look at you and say, oh, this person did it this way. You will grow to become somebody who also shares, that people follow, like, and share your comments or anything or the story you have to share. I always tell them in the Sunshine Hub community that we are changing the narrative. So if you want to join us in the Finding Me class, please, is anybody from the community around? Can you please drop the link? Can you please drop the link? The link is a Sunshine Plus link. Okay, if we don't have anybody to do that, please send me a DM. Send me a DM and I will share the link with you. Today is day 2, tomorrow day 3. I'm bringing another amazing lady. She'll be around tomorrow to take the day 3. And gradually, don't worry, we have men. Don't worry, we have men that will come online with us. We have men. You will hear their own part of it too. Come with your stories with them for the men. You say men don't cry, men also cry. You will hear from the male's perspective. So this is not about the female alone. You will hear from the male perspective. Thank you very much for this beautiful, beautiful outing, Christy. I wish you all the very best. I wish
Thank you so
you
much.
good and beautiful years ahead. In
Thank you
Jesus'
so
name,
much.
I wish you peace of mind and everything will be beautiful. God will make it easy for you.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you, Chrissy. Yeah, people are saying thank you in the chat session. Please celebrate Christy. Thank you. Uncle B has dropped the link. If you want to join the class, the link is already in the comment section. Please click the link. And if you're not able to click the link, please send me a DM and I will respond to you quickly. Please celebrate Christy. Christy, I see 100%. I see 100%. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tolu. Thank you, Uncle B. Thank you. Let's
Thank
worship
you.
Jehovah. I think that is Abira. Awulana, thank you. Toby,
Everyone.
Alight, quite a while. Quite a while. Sin, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
CMY Shola. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. Please let's come early tomorrow so that we can enjoy. We have another. So the person coming tomorrow is a mother whose daughter just graduated. So she's coming to share her own story too, and we're going to learn from it. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a beautiful rest of the day.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Christy. Good night.